So many brilliant people start writing their books but never finish, and I have come across many of them. So today, let me share what kills their dreams, what are those obstacles, and how to overcome them. I'm also going to give you the 5-step framework to overcome that. Number one, it's about the 3 big pains that can come in way. I have made notes here in my laptop. So the number 1 problem or pain is confusion about the topic. That's what they start but they can't complete because they are not sure about the topic. There are some unanswered questions, whether this topic is right, whether this topic is not right. On the way, like they choose a topic and then while going through the process, they find the topic is confusing or they don't have an external validation to make sure that they have chosen the right topic. The second big reason is lack of structure. That's what I have seen many times. That most people get excited about the idea of writing a book. They get started, open their laptop, start writing, putting together words, and words turn into pages, and after a few pages they get stuck. Now, because they did not have a structure to follow. That's not how you construct a building, right? When you want to construct a building, you first make a plan, you get a blueprint, and then you go after fulfilling that blueprint one step at a time, and layer by layer, one day your entire building will become real. Same thing happens with writing a book as well. And well, that's the pain point, like no proper planning, no structure, and confusion about the topic. All right. So there are also 3 invisible killers that I wanted to share with you today. Number 1, again, unclear objective. What do I mean by that? Most people think writing a book means sharing their personal journey. There are many different ways to write a book. So what happens is if they don't have a clear objective of why they are writing this book and what do they want to achieve from writing a book, this project almost always stops. And it also happens that sometimes it is also about weak positioning. That's another big dream killer. The author has not positioned himself or herself properly to tell the story or share the insight. Or sometimes it is about lack of courage, sometimes it is about lack of confidence or self-esteem. Many brilliant people I have encountered, when we talk to them, they say like, who am I to write a book? They have very weak positioning. That's another big killer. And the third biggest killer that I have seen stalls people from writing a book is starting their writing journey without a strategy. Very similar to the planning. So strategy is much more than planning. Plan is part of the strategy, but strategy itself is, who is this book for? Why am I writing this? What it is going to achieve for me as an author, for my readers as the readers. So all these ideas have to be built in before you even start your book writing project. This is what I call as a publishing strategy. Especially if you are in leadership roles, your name will get attached to your book as soon as you publish it. So you need to be very careful with choosing the right strategy. You must have the complete strategy in you. That's exactly like I said before. If you want to construct a building, a skyscraper, or a stadium, or a bridge, what do you need first? You need a blueprint. Same goes with your book project as well. So a book without a plan is like a business without a business model. Get it? So I have prepared a 5P formula, I call it. Let me share it with you. I've written this down here. What I call as a 5P formula. This is what we teach new first-time authors when we work with them. It all starts with the purpose. The first P starts with the purpose, which means what is the purpose of your book? What is your purpose? What is going on in your life right now, and where do you want to go from here? That is the basis of the purpose, and that should define your book's purpose as well. And the next thing, all these have to be done before you start writing your first word or first sentence in your book, right? Second most important thing you need to figure out or understand is people. Who are these people that you are writing your book for? Who do you want to, the book that you're going to write, who do you want to read your book? You need to know your audience inside out, exactly who they are, what are their demographics, psychographics, what are their issues, what are the problems, and the niche you need to define well in advance so that you can write for this particular, even if you're writing a personal development book and you can argue saying that Ram, my book is for everybody. It reaches nobody if you don't clearly define who your book is for. So that's the second P is people. Third P is positioning. Again, goes back to our previous example. You need to position, are you a teacher here, or are you a coach, or are you sharing your insights as a leader? What is it? Are you just being an expert or something like a reporter expert? Are you gathering intel or information from other experts and sharing it with your audience? So you need to know your positioning so that you can create that influence that you want to create with the people to reach your purpose. See how it is all adding up together. Fourth P stands for the path. What do I mean by that? The path is the publishing path. Once you have all these P's figured out, then you have a goal for your book. And how are you? Let's say you create your manuscript with help or without help. What I mean to say is you can take professional help in putting your book together. You don't have to actually sit and write it professionally if you're not keen to write your book. But still, when you have your manuscript, then the next is the publishing path that you will have to choose. What publishing paths are there? There are self-publishing, traditional publishing, and in these two extremes, and in the middle there is hybrid publishing. And that's what we do at Stardom Books. We are hybrid publishers. So self-publishing comes with its own pros and cons. Traditional publishing comes with its own pros and cons. Hybrid publishing brings the best of both worlds, right? So that is the path that you need to choose. Let's say you have a captive audience with you. You don't want to depend on anybody else to publish your book, and you need to keep 100% of all the creative freedom and the pricing, and you also have the ability to sell the book. Then probably you should go for self-publishing. You have zero idea about publishing a book and you are very good at writing. You can create exceptional written material, professional writing. Then you can go for traditional publishing houses, even though they are traditional. Getting your book published traditionally means you are spending many years, sometimes even decades, chasing a publisher who is willing to publish your work. And by that time, you are so tired, you don't even want to publish. Or you can also choose the hybrid publishing model, where that's what works at Stardom Books. Anyway, that's not the point of this discussion here. The fifth P is the plan, and that's where it all comes down to the plan. You need to know the plan for your entire book project, which includes your purpose, your people, your positioning, your audience. How is it going to come out? Like, are you going to publish in digital, paperback, hardcover? Are you going to do an audio book? How are you going to distribute the book? What are your marketing plans? How are you going to take out the derivative content out of your book so that you can also do social media marketing? So after the book is released, what are the activities that you do? So all these things come under the planning stage. So that's what we do at the Ultra Book Planning and Publisher Consultation. I call it as a clarity session, and I run these 90-minute sessions where I personally one-on-one talk with each aspiring author and walk them through our process and give them their book as a strategy planning that becomes their leadership content playbook for the next year. Even if you are not ready to write your book now, you need to get your Ultra Clarity today. So go to our website and see if you want to sign up for this Ultra Clarity session and get online with me so that we can design your entire publishing strategy together.